We live in an era of noise. An era where being noticed is often more important than being right. Where the value of your thoughts is often measured by how many people clap for them. Where knowledge is often ignored unless it's dressed up in virality. And in this environment, a strange but persistent reality has taken root. Fame is more desirable than intelligence. And maybe we don't say it out loud. Maybe we don't consciously admit it. But just take a look around. Look at the way we treat celebrities, how quickly we give our attention to trending influencers, how we follow, share, and idolize people not for what they know, but for how visible they are. This video is not about bashing fame. Fame, by itself, is not evil, it's a tool. It can be used to spread good or cause harm. But when a culture collectively begins to place more value on fame than wisdom, when being seen becomes more important than seeing clearly, we have a problem. A deep, cultural one that reshapes our aspirations, our education systems, our media, our politics, even our self-worth. So today, we're going to sit with this uncomfortable truth. We're going to ask the question we rarely ask anymore: why do we chase fame over knowledge? And we're going to go further. We'll explore how this craving changes us emotionally, socially, even spiritually. We'll look at how people nowadays, especially younger generations, are being shaped by this value system. And we'll offer something rare in videos like this, a path forward. Because even though the world is changing rapidly, your inner compass doesn't have to. Part 1. Welcome to the attention economy. Let's start with the ground we walk on every day, the attention economy. You've probably heard this term tossed around. But let's really understand what it means. The attention economy is an environment where your focus, your eyes, your clicks, your engagement is monetized. Social media platforms don't sell content, they sell your time. And the people who win in this system? They're the ones who can grab and hold attention better than anyone else. And what grabs attention? Not nuance, not complexity, but extremes, simplicity, outrage, beauty, humor, drama. And so, fame becomes the byproduct of performance, not of wisdom. Now, imagine growing up in this world. Imagine being 13 years old and seeing the people who are celebrated the most are not the thoughtful, the diligent, the wise, but the viral, the loud, the dramatic, the filtered. In this world, being intelligent is no longer enough. Being seen is everything. This shift begins subtly. A child who once loved learning begins to feel that reading books doesn't make them cool. A teenager who once dreamed of becoming a scientist now dreams of going viral. And over time, the pursuit of intelligence becomes something quiet, even lonely. Meanwhile, fame glitters like a shortcut, a faster way to validation. But shortcuts, as we know, come with a price. In a culture that chases eyeballs, the cost is often depth. But here's the irony: the more we chase validation from others, the less we hear the voice inside us. The more we try to be seen, the less we see ourselves clearly. Part 2. Intelligence, the silent virtue that lost its spotlight. Let's talk about intelligence for a moment, not just in terms of IQ or facts, but in terms of wisdom. Critical thinking, emotional insight, the ability to delay gratification, to ask hard questions, to change your mind when confronted with truth. These things used to be deeply respected. In ancient Athens, philosophers were the rock stars. In the Islamic Golden Age, scholars were revered. In Renaissance Europe, thinkers like Galileo and Da Vinci were celebrated. Intelligence was not just valued, it was a cultural ideal. So what happened? We stopped seeing intelligence as exciting. Modern media transformed public discourse. Television began to favor charisma over content. The internet accelerated this. Now, we are constantly presented with packaged personalities, where charisma, relatability, and marketability often outweigh depth or truth. And here's the kicker: intelligence doesn't scale as fast as entertainment. It takes years to develop expertise, decades to form wisdom. But you can go viral overnight for a joke, a dance, or even a mistake. And this disparity creates a psychological effect. Why bother working hard at understanding the world if you can just perform in it? And worse, we often mistrust intelligence now. The expert is seen as elitist, the academic as out of touch. People often trust a charismatic personality over peer-reviewed data. That's not just a cultural quirk, that's dangerous. Example in life. During the pandemic, countless doctors and scientists were ignored in favor of viral personalities with no credentials. Why? Because they were more relatable, easier to watch. They confirmed biases instead of challenging them. And millions followed them, sometimes with devastating consequences. We have traded expertise for entertainment. And the price is truth. Part 3. The spiritual cost of craving fame. Beyond the cultural and psychological, there's something spiritual about this shift too. Fame, at its core, is about being seen. But too often, it becomes a substitute for being known. We want eyes on us, but we don't always want people to see who we really are. And that creates a deep loneliness, one that even 1 million followers can't fill. Fame can give you applause, but not understanding. It can give you admiration, but not connection. And over time, if you chase fame without grounding yourself in truth, in humility, in self-awareness, you begin to lose yourself. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, said it best. The approval of the crowd is a weak and changeable thing. Seek instead the approval of your own soul. This is the antidote to fame addiction. You have to start valuing your inner compass more than the external applause. Many celebrities will tell you, once they make it, they feel emptier than ever. Why? Because they were chasing recognition instead of meaning. The same thing happens to us on a smaller scale. The more we chase likes, comments, and virality, the more disconnected we become from what actually brings peace, purpose, service, growth, depth, connection. Part 4. How to reclaim intelligence in a loud world. So, how do we fix this? Not with slogans, not with anti-tech rants, but with quiet, persistent courage. Step 1. Redefine success. Success isn't how many people know your name. It's how deeply you know yourself. It's not about being viral, it's about being valuable. Step 2. Make wisdom your aesthetic. Curate your mind like you do your Instagram feed. Follow thinkers, not just entertainers. Spend time each day learning something new, not to impress, but to evolve. Step 3. Encourage others. Celebrate people who are thoughtful. Comment on long-form content. Share something intelligent. You have more power than you think to shift cultural norms. Step 4. Build, don't just broadcast. Use your platform, however small, to build something lasting. Write, reflect, teach. Be the antidote to shallow culture, not by fighting it, but by offering something deeper. You don't have to abandon the modern world. Just root yourself before entering it. Fame is loud, intelligence is quiet. But here's the truth, the world doesn't just need more noise. It needs more light, more clarity, more grounded, curious, thoughtful people who aren't chasing the spotlight, but are becoming beacons in a foggy world. If you're watching this, maybe you've felt it too. Maybe you've felt the pressure to perform instead of reflect. Maybe you've noticed how hollow online validation can feel. Maybe you're tired of chasing applause and ready to pursue truth. If so, you're not alone. And you're exactly the kind of person the future needs. If this video resonated with you, even a little, like this video, it tells the algorithm this kind of content matters. It tells us that people out there still care about truth, depth, and inner growth. And if you want more explorations like this, more breakdowns of the quiet truths behind our noisy world, subscribe to Echoes of the Present. Because we're just getting started. Thank you for spending this hour with me. Stay thoughtful, stay strong, and stay true to the kind of person who doesn't just want to be seen, but wants to truly see.